December at 6:35. Okay, we're going to start off today with roll call. Sharon Rancourt.
Here.
Lisa Parrott.
Here.
Gavin Parrott. Here. And I really don't remember your name right now. I'm blanking. Sorry. Rebecca, I don't know your last name. There it is, Adams.
Here.
We have any department heads with us? No, we don't.
We don't, but Tim wants to know what the status of his contract is.
I've already told Tim his contract's done. It's been there. He's the one who hasn't stopped up there yet. I've talked to him a couple times already about it. I'll just give us that.
All right, we have a presenter here. We'll start off with that. Zach, if you'd like to begin your
Thanks.
presentation.
Zach Joseph, I'm just here to give an update on the park project, but particularly the grant application. So the town has finally been aboard with the park plan that kicked off last week. That was the first meeting for that, and that's be kind of finished up here this next month. Application for the construction of it. And so that is the main application for the community amenities program. That was due at the end of June. So I'm here just to make sure we're on track for that. So I'm beginning to draft that application. That's just really a basic narrative of why it meets those goals, which the goals of the grant is just to attract and retain talent in Plaza County for the orthopedic industry. So this talks about how parks are a good fit to attract families and those professionals into our region. And then and how kind of an outline of the budget. So that's what the consultant firm is working on. Is kind of outlining that plan, that budget. So I'll use those figures in the application. It is up to $500,000 is the max award for that grant. So we'll be requesting that as a 50% matching grant. So in addition to that, we're going to be applying for several other grants. So we have that grant there, and then we'll be looking at a K-21 Health Foundation grant, probably up to $200,000. Again, we're going to be kind of discussing with them of what that might look like. There's also continuing again with Deco Foundation is another opportunity with them. We'll also look at a grant with the Norfolk Southern Railroad line. They have a community impact grant that is good for community development kind of projects like that. So we'll be looking to apply for that. So I think $50,000 for that. So the goal is to be able to pull together a few other matching grants to kind of help get the other half of this grant funding. So I'm just here to make sure that those align with your goals and needs, and then get kind of your approval to begin working on all those grants. Those other grants will have tailing deadlines. So I'll be back again as we talk about each one of those. But the main one is just getting this one in within the next month. Your commitment level for now, again, it's just getting your foot, just say, hey, we have this project, we kind of outline this scope, this estimate budget. They'll say, hopefully, they'll say, yes, we agree, we approve working on this project. But until everything else is all secure, there's no further financial commitment there. And if other grants don't come through, we can pull out and that will be out there on that end as well. So again, the goal is this starts the grant stacking process. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to your approval to getting work, still working with you on drafting those applications, and then working with Lisa on getting those submitted online. And those are due at the end of, so the first one's due at the end of June. So over the next month, I'll be finishing that. So
Perfect.
Yep.
And you're on pace, you feel, to
Yep.
complete it?
Yep, not a problem. So we begin working on that. I'm just really waiting on the park plan to get that kind of budget on there. And even at that, again, it'll be rough. It's going to be an estimate of what those costs are. And those other grants will start to define that budget a little further when we talk to those other granting agencies as we develop that. This first one, I don't need a quantities per yard kind of estimate estimates, I mean, rough estimates of those costs. And so, yep, I should not have a problem with that. So that, most likely next month I'll be coming to give you an update on that process as well. I kind of want to make sure that we're still moving forward with it and working on those items that you need. So.
If I understand, right, we've got to vote to file for all of the grants.
Yeah, so I would like, it'd be good to have a motion to approve me working towards those applications. Just so that way I can have that on record, I can include that into the applications. Again, there'll be probably later actions more specifically for each other ones and have to give more detail. But this one would be great to see have approval to work towards this grant as well as the other ones. So I'm going to include that in our financial plan that we're working on those other things as well. That'd be fantastic.
I'll make the motion for to start filing all the grants.
Yeah, yep. For the parks project. So,
I second it.
And I'm in agreement as well. I believe that we should just start that process, start looking at reducing the 50%.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No,
Any other?
other than that, just to say the park plan process has begun with some data collection. And again, I know it was scheduled for the next several weeks and hopefully to wrap up some draft version of that plan in this next month to go towards this plan. So it's a quick process, just with that great delay. So hopefully we did a lot of engagement already related to that with the strategic plan. So hopefully a lot of that will help in that development process. But that's going on as well. That's all I have.
You said that this has to be all done by.
The first, the cap grant has to be done by the end of June.
Yes.
Then there's other deadlines for the rest of them.
Whenever we did it with Amy, we had said that once we got approval from your end of it, that we could sign and have me sign the moment it comes through. That we don't have to wait until the subsequent board meetings. Do we still want to put that same stipulation in play to allow me to sign it even whenever we haven't had a board
I
meeting?
think so. That would make more sense if it comes in between meetings. That way we're not shooting ourselves in the foot.
I think it needs to be sent out to all of us in review, and then we respond back with a yay. That's what we're gonna
That works for me. I'm okay with that.
Great, thank you. If there's any other questions, appreciate it.
do.
All right, thank you.
I know we need to see about starting the process to vacate those alleys this month we talked about.
And we also have someone from Kedco here.
Well, I don't have anything that needs a motion. I'm just bringing you something fun. So if you were not aware, Kosciuszko County was chosen in 2025 as the Community of the Year in the state of Indiana from the Indiana Chamber. And so there's a big glass version of this floating around in different parts of the county. But Kedco decided we would like each of the small communities that make a part of the county special to have your own that you can have in your office. So this is your quarter size version of that award. And it just indicates that you are part of what makes Kosciuszko County special and Community of the Year in 2025.
Awesome, thank you.
So this is like the fun
Yeah.
part of it all. So would you like to keep the box just in case you want to move
Probably.
it somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
There's packing inside. I will leave that with you, but congratulations.
Thank you.
My apologies for today.
Oh,
Here's
you're
slides.
perfectly
Mom,
fine.
now it's in my kids.
All right. Well, with that, we'll move on into new business and the review of the ordinances. Do we have the book for us to look through the different sections that we want to look at?
Did you review the ordinances that I sent out?
Yes.
Okay. What are we reviewing here?
Just looking through what ours are to look at. Here, I'll also pull out what was sent. Just making sure that we're going to review the ones that we want to review today.
Which ones in particular? I mean, we can't go through the whole book tonight, so are there some that we're targeting? I mean, the ones that we talked about that we were waiting for were campers, garbage, junk, and junk cars. Those were the ones that wanted to be reviewed.
As well as the golf carts.
Okay. What are we reviewing golf carts for?
Because of just the traffic crossing 13, people
They're
utilizing.
grown-ups. I mean, if they want to cross
Yeah, I haven't seen
13.
problems with a
Well, it's
golf
also one
cart
that was on
because
the
they
review
go
list.
slow.
Crossing 13, yeah, but I believe even because somebody mentioned looking at fish and stuff, they have to have working headlights, working taillights,
Okay.
and working turn signals.
Who is going to enforce that?
Well, that's why I'm saying I don't think that we should mimic what they're doing. I'm saying we should just not have it as allowable here since we already have.
Who is going to enforce that?
We put on the books when the officers are trying to receive them.
The officers don't enforce our ordinances unless we generate a complaint.
Yeah.
So who is going to enforce it? I mean, I'm not gonna sit on 13 and watch somebody cross, so
Yeah, no.
who is going to enforce it?
I'm just saying in general, they shouldn't, if they don't have headlights, they should not be on the streets, especially after dark. If they don't have turn signals, it's.
It really comes down to who is going to enforce it.
I mean, you could say that about any ordinance, though. It's just a matter of ensuring that the three of us are monitoring, make sure that none of us are allowing citizens to drive on the roads.
But they're grown-ups. I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna be policing grown-ups to not cross the road because we don't think it's safe.
I've seen them drive on 13, and that's, I know, completely illegal.
That is I believe you're allowed to cross, but you're not allowed to drive down. So it's already a law in the state of Indiana that you're allowed to cross
Yeah.
the road. You're not allowed to travel down it. So if a police officer is in town and he sees somebody cruising down 13, he can already pull them over.
True.
So-
However, that's just driving down it. I'm saying if we don't allow it within town, then there's no question of, oh, well, is he crossing it? Is he driving down it? It's just simply we don't allow it within the town limits.
So we're gonna get rid of golf cart travel altogether.
Yes.
I don't support that.
I don't either.
I mean, our job is
That's
to,
ridiculous.
as board members, is to be the voice of the townspeople. It's not for a personal agenda. It's not to accomplish something for agendas. So in being voice of the town, how many people in our community are older and ride around town to get out and get something to do and ride around?
Yes, we have a few citizens who ride around in golf carts. We have a couple. However, that's part of the problem is that we have a few citizens who are riding around on golf carts that are specifically looking for other aspects to review.
It's a
Phrase it
problem
that
for
way.
you because people are upset because your property is considered not whatever they feel. So it's a problem for you for personal reasons. That's not why you're a board member. You're a board member to be forward-thinking, to think of the community as a whole and what is best for the community, not what's best to protect you or to go back against and do tit for tat. That's not why we're board members.
Yeah, it's merely to bring it in line so that it's a clear rule. As it stands, as you just said, they're allowed to cross but not drive on 13. It's an unclear rule because the moment you see them driving on it,
It's not an unclear rule, Gavin. They cross the road or they travel down it. How is that not clear?
What's what I'm saying is it would be clearer if just simply there was no travel permitted with anything outside of a vehicle.
I am not in support of eliminating golf carts. We use a golf cart in town, and is that a personal agenda? Sure, I want to be able to use my golf cart to drive down here to the ice cream social.
So you drive down 13 to get to the
I
ice
come
cream
down
social?
through the fields, through my fields,
Yeah.
and I come down this road and I scoot around. So yes, I do use my golf cart in town. And I am not going to sit here and support an ordinance that you want to write because you're upset with people who ride their golf cart around to look for ordinance violations. You're in violation at your house
We're in violation at our house, you're in violation at your house. You probably have some at your house, you have some at yours, you might have a few at yours, and you might have a few at yours. The goal in ordinance enforcement is to look at the bigger problems. We're not putting things under a microscope, and it's certainly not going tit for tat because you don't like what people are doing.
Oh, there's no tit for tat for it. It's just simply.
You just
What's
said,
the
Clarity.
real main issue about those golf courts?
you just said
That
that.
they
To
just
make-
crossed 13? Is that a real personal
Get
issue?
somebody because they had no headlights after dark.
The real issue is you and your husband don't like me driving past your house and say it looks like a junkyard. Exactly what the problem is. There's not a problem with the golf cart. There is a law saying you can't drive on 13, which we don't. We go
There's
across
also
13.
a-
We go
there's
across
also a
13.
law that says
And that
after
is
dark, vehicles have
You and your husband,
Okay, but that's fair. If you're talking about a safety issue and you want to have golf carts that after dusk, they need to have headlights on, I'm not opposed to that.
That's
That
what I
seems like
like.
that's a reasonable request. If you want to be in town and you're concerned about safety, I'm not opposed to that. You're gonna ride after dusk, put your headlights on. Now we're talking about a root problem and we're talking about fixing something that I'm not, and it's not that I'm not opposed to it, but it makes sense, right? If I'm traveling in my golf cart after night, I'm gonna put my headlights on. That's reasonable.
I would
same with
think,
a bicycle.
It's the same with a bike.
yeah, they have to have a light.
So I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah, and I would like to see that because if you don't realize it's there, either you could hit it or it could, yeah.
So I'm not opposed to that, but I am opposed to
the town's not
policing.
liable for somebody getting hit on the golf
Correct.
cart.
It's not a town issue. If somebody wants to be an adult and drive across 13, which is legal, then I don't see an issue with that.
So we want to amend what we currently have to have some form of headlight and some form of reflectors.
With headlights.
Headlights, what do we have?
Ours doesn't have anything about that, I don't believe. Hold on.
Here, take yours. I got my book. You can look through that so I can see if I can find it too.
I think so.
That's the very
I
last
don't know
one.
why you picked on golf carts to start with.
There are no, this is
Several
one of the
other-
things that was on
we
the
have
list,
several
so I had
other
it written
ordinances
down for when we
that
get-
Need taken care of.
I'm just-
And
And one of them is four-wheelers. Again, there was a four-wheeler riding around town.
Yeah, because the way Pearson has it written, the only thing that they even allow is golf carts and everything else is just shut down, period.
Right.
Which I really believe we should mimic that model, if not go further, but I really believe we should mimic that model at least.
I believe it is. We don't allow four-wheelers in town. Which goes back to my, I don't believe we don't allow four-wheelers. No.
I thought we had an exception for it. I'll have to look.
Sorry, guys. Give us a second to find it. It's not well defined. Off-road vehicles, 173.01. It's under traffic code, under local legislation.
Let's look back. I want to see what that actually says.
So off-road vehicles, not including golf carts, are not allowed in town. They're not allowed in any public property, highway, path, or sidewalk in town. So that's four-wheelers and off-road vehicles. But golf carts are. So if we would like to amend that, we can retain the
Yeah,
off-road
we
vehicles, and we can amend the golf cart to include A, B, or C.
Lights after dark, okay.
that way people know what they are.
Yeah, so we can make an amendment under the 173.01. Probably section. Probably just B, I would assume. Probably just growing on the B side.
I'm thinking under B, add golf carts without, working headlights and taillights. Because I know there are some golf carts that don't have,
Can we just add a 173.02
but that will work too.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
fine.
just put golf carts and then we'll amend it there?
Yeah, sure. Just, do we want to just simply define what a golf cart is and then define it as anything with a working blah, 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 go that route, or do we want to?
I promise I'm doing something useful, not just Facebook. Okay. So Indiana code has a definition of golf cart, 9-13-2-69.7, which a golf cart is defined, which we can adopt if we like, is defined as a four-wheeled motor vehicle originally specifically designed to transport one or more individuals and golf clubs for playing golf on a golf course. They are generally designed for speeds under 20 miles per hour, lap 17-digit VIN, and are just distinct from regulated low-speed vehicles.
That works. I'll make a motion to, adopt what the state wants.
So we want to adopt Indiana code for definition of golf cart of 9-13-2-69.7.
Okay, and then under that, we'll amend and have working headlights as well as reflectors.
I've got 3 golf carts and every one of them's got brake lights, headlights, and you can put signals on them.
Yeah, ours does too.
I don't know why you come up with this as an issue. We have other ordinances that have problems worse than this.
Reasonable?
Sure.
Okay, reasonable? Yeah. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, what, the other ordinance was junk cars. I sent out the ordinances for Kirsten and Silver Lake, I believe.
Only thing different in theirs from ours on junk cars is that they have to be moved within 30 days or every 30 days.
Yeah, there was one though that was much more in depth than that.
That's the only thing they were saying.
If you look back on ordinance when we had that, the old ordinances here in town, okay, they had to be licensed, you had to be insured, or they were considered as junk cars. Yeah, but it had to be legally licensed and insured to be sent on the property.
Ours isn't any much different from that, except I don't know that we have the insurance clause,
gonna
but it
say,
needs to be titled and it needs to be registered.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain we don't.
State law, anyways, you look at it, if you got one license, you have to have it insured, that's state law.
Okay, so Pearson's is that any vehicle that does not have a valid license plate and insurance or is not moved in 30 days is classified as a junk vehicle. Owners of this vehicle will pay a fine and towed. And Silver Lake is a vehicle left on public property without being moved for 3 days. A vehicle located on public property in such a manner as to constitute a hazard or an obstruction or the movement of pedestrians or vehicle traffic. A vehicle that has remained on private property without the consent of the owner or person in control of that property for more than 48 hours. A vehicle from which has been removed the engine, transmission, or differential, or that is otherwise partially dismantled or inoperable and left on public property. A vehicle that is 6 or more model years old and mechanically inoperable and left on private property continuously in a location visible from public property for more than 30 days. And a vehicle which does not currently have a valid Indiana license plate and or current valid registration, the license plate being visible from public property. So those are the two for us to use for comparison.
We have a bigger vehicle located on public property illegally, vehicle left on public property without being moved for 24 hours, vehicle located on public property in such a manner as to constitute a hazard or obstruction to the movement of pedestrian and vehicle traffic on public railway, vehicle from which the engine, transmission, or differential has been removed or that is otherwise partially dismantled or inoperable and left on public property. The vehicle that has remained on private property without the consent of the owner or person in control of that property for more than 48 hours.
It's the same, so far it's the same.
Yeah, a vehicle that has been removed by a towing service or town upon request of an officer enforcing a statute or ordinance other than this chapter, if the impounded vehicle is not claimed or claimed by the owner's agent within 20 days, the vehicle is removed. Vehicle that is at least 3 model years old, mechanically inoperable, and left on private property continuously in a location visible from public property for more than 20 days for purposes of this division, being covered by a tarp or other plastic, vinyl, rubber, cloth, or textile covering is considered to be visible, and that was a vehicle that was repaired or stored at the request of the owner, that has not been claimed by the owner, and for which reasonable value of the charges associated with the repair or storage remain unpaid more than 30 days after the date work is completed. That's all we really got.
So we don't have,
Exception, vehicle in operable conditions specifically adapted for operational practically on raceways. Vehicle stored as property of a member of the Armed Forces of the U.S. who is currently on active duty assignment. A vehicle located on a vehicle sale lot, a vehicle located upon property licensed or zoned as an automobile scrapyard, antique vehicle registered and licensed under IC 91812, historic vehicle licensed under 918.534, or a military vehicle registered under IC 918.1-8, golf cart or off-road vehicle.
so I think we have it, I really think we have it covered. I mean, a vehicle that is at least 3 model years old, could be mechanically inoperable, but is left on private property continuously in a location for more than 20 days. Visible from public service. It's not 30 days, it's 20 days, it has to be moved.
20 days.
And visible means, it's, even if it's covered with a tarp, plastic, vinyl, rubber cloth, or textile covering, is still considered to be visible.
So as long as they're plated and run.
As long as they're plated, they run, they move, and it's insured.
And insured.
Well, right now, we
It
don't,
doesn't have it in there.
right now, we don't have that in there, but that's what we're here to figure out.
See, I know my insurance company, it needs to. Sometimes I'm not checking. I'm sure kind of, they take it all, they don't give us. 30 days because some of us have more than one vehicle per driver. And the insurance company doesn't want to do that.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, so again, we come back to, when I think about ordinances, I think about enforcement. So one of the things that a copy of the insurance can be presented to the office for proof of insurance. So.
Anymore, it's all on phones.
Yeah, you could even do it on your phone. Everybody's got the app.
See, because I know mine are on the phone, so I can't really say to the office.
What does the state law say about that? And what supersedes which? The state law or the town ordinance? Just out of curiosity.
Well, a lot of these were taken from
Well,
state,
the
from
state,
Indiana code.
the state law says something a little bit different. I'm asking, which one supersedes?
I don't know. What does the state law say?
I don't have it with me, so I
Okay.
can't quote it.
Okay.
But I'm asking, which one supersedes?
I do not know the answer to that question. So do we or do we not want to include insurance in the update?
Yeah.
Because you know my insurance company. Okay, I don't think we need to include insurance, because I know my insurance guy doesn't like to put all of my vehicles on, only because we only have 2 drivers. So,
And we can switch them around whenever we see fit.
yeah.
I think they need to show proof of insurance.
In the state of Indiana, is a registered licensed car required to have insurance? It is, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So
If
I-
you're,
State law. that you
So-
gotta-
well, you
Yes.
have to turn insurance into the BMV when you get them registered.
So if your cars are registered, then you should have them, they should be insured.
It depends, there's 2 different types of insurance that you can still get registered.
If you get pulled over,
Setback.
let's say you're driving out there, you get pulled over,
Yeah, you gotta have insurance.
okay, you don't have insurance, they will tow that car.
Right.
Yeah.
So you get insurance, pay the bill at the tow.
So if if my logic is right, if your car is registered and it's valid, then you should have insurance on that car.
Unless it's
So
not.
what is the reason why we wouldn't want to say that it needs to have insurance? The 2 go hand in hand. I mean, if we're saying to them that it must be,
Why should somebody have to provide their private insurance to the council?
because it's required by the state, which you just said the state trumps,
The state
Right.
has their
So-
own,
the state is saying that if you've got a vehicle, that you must have insurance.
yes,
Okay,
if I have a vehicle that I have a type of insurance on that I'm not using it on the road with,
it's still insured, correct?
but I don't have to provide that type of insurance to you guys because it's not hitting the road at that point.
So Eric, what is your opposition? Instead of going around in circles and trying to go back and forth,
No.
what is the base root of the concern for you not wanting to have insurance in your vehicles?
I have insurance, but
Okay, so what are
if I get pulled over, the cops and the insurance are going to find out if I have insurance or not. He's doing his job, there's no need to put more on you guys.
They're registered, they've got it.
If there's a tag on, they've got insurance.
correct? So why, I'm not sure,
So why should I need to come up and provide proof?
because if
of
somebody
insurance to you
files an ordinance violation against you for a vehicle that has not moved in 20 days,
Yeah.
is mechanically inoperable, or is covered by a tarp, plastic, vinyl, rubber, or textile, you need to provide proof that it is registered and has insurance.
I can
And if
provide
it's
proof that
registered,
it's registered,
then it should have insurance.
but
It's,
Bottom line, he doesn't drive it, that's why. It just sits in your yard. It may be tagged, but it's not insured and it's just trophy or something. That's the only reason why it's
Hold on
not
a second,
considered.
I'll go get my insurance.
So I think we're all,
Storage insurance, whatever kind of insurance.
I think we're all saying the same.
Yeah.
If it's registered, it has to have insurance. So as long as it's insured,
Yeah, if it's registered and insured, I don't really see an issue with it.
You go get your tags, give you 30 days to transfer the title. Or transfer the insurance over, you get 40 days to your tags. But you gotta have proof of insurance
to
before
get
you
them,
even get the tags.
correct.
Unless you lie, and then if you get pulled over, okay, 20 years ago, I had a wreck. Okay, I was married to a woman, and supposedly I had the insurance. With her insurance, we was married and all, and all went together. Well, I hit a car, she really hit a car. They took my license for 90 days, and I had to go and pay a higher insurance and everything else because my name wasn't on the insurance part of the time. Then I got pulled over in my cousin's car. He didn't have insurance, but he had tags on the car. They go after him, no, they come after me because I was driving the car.
I think it's interesting to note, I mean, just from my thought process, it's interesting to note that all the towns around us all have the same thing, which says must have a valid license plate, registered and insured. So there's something behind it. There's a reason why all the towns around us have that verbiage.
Yeah, my only question, I don't really care about the insurance side of it. My only question with it is, how would we go about enforcing it as far as, are we going to say have to provide insurance within a X day period? Once the actual ordinance is violated?
Well, they have a set amount of time to fix the problem, right? So it's 20 days or whatever it might be. So within 20 days, you need to come to the office or show me your phone that you have insurance and the vehicle is moved.
So that's how we're going to add it into the enforcement. is
So
just
that's how you
simply
can enforce it.
The insurance side of it. Yeah, that's fine. I don't really care.
So what you're saying is if there's a question, Gavin, I can come up to you and show you my phone, validate my insurance.
Yeah, someone, I would probably say her at the office, but yeah.
Why put more on her?
Yeah, but if you think about it, I mean, if you got good license plates on it, in your car, you drive it, I mean, who's gonna let a car sit for 30 days and drive it? I mean, if you see a car sitting there for 30 days, then you would say, well, there's something wrong. But, if you drive the car, then, what's that?
I would.
You would what?
Let cars sit without, only because there's days he can't drive at all. Because he's,
But that doesn't
his
mean anything.
disabilities,
It don't make
Here,
no difference.
so he can't always
on
drive.
my part. My wife's disabled too. They took her driver's license for her life, but my insurance makes me carry her on my insurance. Even though she can never drive again the rest of her life, she still is gonna be covered under that insurance.
he's allowed to drive. They didn't take his license, but there's days that he just can't.
And smile.
Okay, so we need to, I mean, I think that the junk car, I think we've got some, I think we got some clarification around that. Are there any questions on that? Questions?
Now that's on all vehicles or just
All vehicles.
motor homes?
It's all vehicles. And
Okay.
vehicle is defined as a type of vehicle that must be registered. Anything other than an off-road vehicle or snowmobile. So it's literally any vehicle with wheels. All right. So the last thing on junk cars, do we want to add the insurance clause? Yes. I mean, I think it just makes, it
Yeah,
makes sense.
I'm indifferent. I know. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I make a motion then to amend the junk vehicle ordinance to include that it must have a valid license plate and insurance. Is anybody gonna second it, or are we not gonna do that?
2 years.
Is there gonna be a second to that, or is there?
Oh, I thought you just said that you were going
No,
to.
she did not.
I was looking to you.
Oh, sure, I'll second it. I don't care, whatever, sure, that's fine. The insurance is irrelevant. Yeah.
Okay, so that motion was passed then. So going forward, vehicles must have a valid license plate and insurance. Okay, the other issue that we had for ordinances was junk. And I think one of the issues that we kept coming up against was, one of the issues was junk is too subjective, meaning what some person may see as junk, somebody else doesn't see as junk. That whole one man's trash is another man's treasure. So I went to Silver Lake and I went to Kosciuszko County Board of Health and I grabbed their ordinances. So rubbish as defined by Kosciuszko County is defined as ashes, cans, metalware, broken glass, crockery, sweepings, boxes, furniture, appliances, cardboard, paper cartons, containers, or litter of any kind and all similar matter. Garbage is included to have rejected food waste, animal, fruit, or vegetable matter intended for food that attends the preparation, use, cooking, dealing in, or storage of meat, but excludes livestock. It is unlawful for any person to cause or allow to be caused an accumulation or scattering of garbage or rubbish upon his or her property within the county. Any such accumulation of scattering of garbage or trash is hereby declared to be a public health nuisance. Now, because we are incorporated, we don't fall under the county regulation. Okay, does everybody understand that? We are separate from the county in that regard. That doesn't mean that we can't talk to the health officer, which I did today, about the camper. I'll give you guys an update on that. So that doesn't mean that we can't contact the health department. It just means that we have to regulate our own stuff. So Silver Lake goes even further in defining litter as a very fancy word, protrusible and non-protrusible solid waste.
Where's that? Okay.
Abandoned agricultural equipment, lawn mowing equipment, trash, including but not limited to papers, rags, cartons, boxes, barrels, wood, excelsior, furniture, bedding, street cleanings, dead animals, abandoned automobiles, rubbish, excreta, garbage, abandoned appliances, metals, pans, small quantities of dirt, rock, pieces of concrete, glass, crockery, ashes, and the residue from fires and other mineral waste, but will not include natural debris and will not include earth waste and waste from building operations, nor solid waste resulting from industrial processes and manufacturing operations. Natural debris is defined as leaves, trees, and tree limbs. Litter means garbage, refuse, and rubbish as defined herein. Rubbish means all the same things that we talked about before. And then it defines what vehicle means. It shall be the duty of each occupant and every owner of every building on the premises in the town of Silver Lake to ensure garbage cans or receptacles are lined with plastic and blah, blah, blah. That just talks about trash removal. It shall be the duty of each occupant and every owner of every building or premises in the town of Silver Lake where trash, garbage, and table scraps or other refuse is located to provide and maintain a garbage can or receptacle for each. You're not allowed to have it on your property. It is unlawful and deemed to be a nuisance for any person to place, permit, allow, or have upon the premises, whether leased or owned, or to place, permit, or allow to be placed upon their property And then it goes again through all those things I just read. Trash, litter, refuse, bags, barrels, boxes, anything on your property, they give you 24 hours. They give you 24 hours to put it in a receptacle. They give you 7 days to eliminate the problem. Trees, building, houses, maintenance, trees. If any person found liable for the violation hereof, they can be fined any sum not less than $10 or more than $100 per day. So those are the definitions that I have for junk food. And I don't think that we have a junk ordinance. I don't think we have anything defined in our local legislation to deal with that. I think it's very broad. We have a garbage ordinance that it's illegal to dump, that you have a duty to maintain your trash in a receptacle or can. A description of what the trash can should look like, that it's okay to have compost. We do have an accumulation unlawful, it's 172.04, that all accumulation of ashes, not acids, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Say that again.
Ashes, cans, bottles, metal, wood, paper, glass, table scraps, foodstuffs, bones, and similar small trash need to go in a garbage can that cannot be allowed to accumulate for a period in excess of 14 days. So 2 weeks. So Silver Lakes goes really in depth, and it goes really in depth. I think at the end of the day, and again, up for discussion, is we're not looking for the middle ground people. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not looking for those. We're looking to, we all have neighbors, right? And everybody has a different standard of living, and I acknowledge that. But at the same time, we also have to keep in mind that we do have neighbors, and we have an expectation, and we have a goal for what we want our town to look like. That's the goal. And I'm not looking for perfection. As I said, I'm sure you can come to my house and find ordinance violations. I can go to everybody's, I'm sure somebody has something. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the outliers. How do we keep everybody sort of in that middle lane? That's what we're looking for, in my opinion.
This says, and I'm gonna bring up something. September, October, okay? When we were getting ready for the, having the dumpsters. I know, we've been cleaning through where, somebody hit one of our core garage things. The insurance and finally told us we could get it cleaned up, so we were cleaning that up, and somebody complained because there were a bunch of trash bags out back. Well, we had the meeting, and then it was a few days later that the dumpsters were up there, and all that went up there.
And then the rest of it went into the dumpster that we rented.
So,
But
I think 14 days, right now, yeah. And I'm saying, I had a kid that was paid well to mow and weed eat my yard last summer and clean the trash up.
that didn't do it.
we have since found is we've been trying to mow and weed eat where we can, because we still have a lot of standing water in our yard, because there's clay in there. He didn't do what he was supposed to. So we've been working when we can. There's days that I can't get out there because it hits 50, 60 degrees, we get a breeze, and I'm freezing. And I mean, I'm shaking, I get so cold these days. And it's just him and I.
We hired somebody today for 6 hours to help us out, and we got a lot done. But we're coming up to go. We're below it. I know it. The golf cart game knows it.
We've been working on
Which, thank you guys for not peeking through my windows and seeing my naked ass.
I mean, I think we want to be, so a couple of the difficult things, and again, you know, I include myself in this, is that we are board members, and we should be setting the precedent for this county. Especially
We
board
found out the
members.
hard way that the kid that was making $17 an hour, 50 some hours a week, wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing.
So do we need to, and I hear what you're saying, and I appreciate that you're acknowledging that you have work to do and that you're working towards it. I appreciate you saying that. Do we need to then go through, do we want to adopt any of the verbiage from either the county or Silver Lake with regards to junk? Again, being forward thinking, I'm not doing this forever. I'm not bored forever.
I don't think any of us are.
So how do we set the town up for success going forward so that it eliminates a lot of these gray areas? You can put the verbiage in there, so you don't have to use it, but at least it's there.
You can do that. But like I said, you've seen it, it's 14 days, okay. I know trash can a couple weeks ago was overflowing. I told that, I said, set it next to the stairs, the guys come tomorrow, and then we put it in the can. So, yeah, to me, it's because I didn't know that. I didn't know. Had trouble finding someone.
Gavin?
Especially from the county, the section 1.5 for rubbish, which is, again, it's similar to what we use, although it isn't quite identical.
Which was the section again?
Section 1.5, the rubbish. Is house,
So, it's metal where they broken glass, crockery, sweepings, boxes, furniture, appliances, cardboard, paper cartons, containers for litter of any kind, and all similar matter.
That's much better than ours. Ours only says ashes, cans, bottles, metal, wood, paper, glass, table scraps, bones, and similar small trash.
Yeah.
So I like the county's much better than what ours says.
That works. Because to me, garbage, same fruit, vegetable matter that they've got.
And then down the fruit and vegetable matter, if you move down to ours, we
Composting,
compost.
yeah.
So if you move down to ours, we still allow composting. So all
Yeah.
foodstuffs can go in a separate area where you're allowed to compost. Okay, so do we all agree that we want to look at adding section 1.5 from the county's ordinances?
I think that works.
I have no issue with that, that's fine.
Okay, so do we want to make a motion?
I'll make the motion to add section 1.5 from the county for what they have for rubbish. First.
Okay. Okay. Does that cover what we needed to cover for ordinances?
Is there a second?
Oh, sure, yeah. I thought she did. Yeah, if she didn't, I will. Okay.
I'm thinking since we are making all these changes, then we'll start new with, see something, fill out the form and list some, specifically, we're not giving just a generalized thing to people.
So that is one thing I wanted to mention. So one of the things that I really liked with Kirsten is we have all these new people that are moving into town. How are they knowing that they have a sewer bill? How are they knowing that we have ordinances? What information are we sending them? Lisa, please?
I haven't seen anything.
Okay, so Kirsten has a new resident kind of like checklist for all of their kind of important ordinances, like, hey, here's your junk vehicle, it's water sewer bill, so ours would be sewer bill. We don't have trash pickup, but we could put what we just talked about with junk and accumulation on property. We could add that. Burning, we could put a burning ordinance on there. Our weed ordinance, which we have, the junk car ordinance, building regulations, we get asked that a lot, which we don't have because we are incorporated, but we do have to follow Indiana code in our town. So we could update that. And then the information for the town council and clerk treasurer and when meetings are. It's just a quick one little page.
All right, no issue with that. Let's-
Okay,
Okay.
so I make a motion that going forward, every new resident get an update to all of the ordinances that are on here.
Just like a one page.
Just a one page, it's this. It's
Generalized, okay. So one page generalized saying when, how much the sewer bills are and when they're due. And maybe the information on how to set up automatic payment. Then, just a quick, like, 2 or 3 sentences about ordinances.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure that paper too,
Council.
what you're sending out. Okay, well, they can make it the other ordinances just in case.
Yeah, it's on the link.
Yeah.
Yep, give them a link to that.
Mhm.
Yep,
Yeah.
and they had that here at the top.
And that's,
There it was.
seems like a good idea.
Yeah, I have no issue with that. It's fine.
Okay.
Freedom of him. Not my way.
Oh, you have 3 people. Okay. Lisa, do you have the sewer update?
I do not,
How come?
because I've been sick and Elijah was in the hospital, so I didn't.
Yeah, he was taken to the emergency room.
So I understand that, and I want to be as kind and respectful as I can. But we continue to show up month after month with action items that aren't complete. And I know that we all have things come up, and I've been sick myself, and I know you've been sick. But I can't do this anymore, where we continue to show up and not have anything actionable to work on. It's been many, many months in a row. So what is the plan going forward?
The plan going forward is to get the stuff taken care of, Sharon, but I can't, things come up.
Lisa, you earn a salary. The town pays you a salary.
Yeah,
And how are you earning that salary?
I do grants, I do a lot of other things besides just do the ordinance crap and the other stuff. Whatever, Sharon, you tell me what you want me to do. Sit.
I don't think she should have to tell you what to do. As a town clerk treasurer, you're in position.
How many hours a month are you working?
I don't know. some days I'm up there for 6 or 7 hours, and some days I'm up there for just a couple.
And how much are you collecting right now from the town?
Well, a lot of it's been caught up because of the new people that have bought, moved in, and anybody that had in arrears or whatever that was taken care of with the purchase of their home. So,
I think my frustration, and I want to be kind, Lisa, I've known you a long time, but we meet month after month, and the required documents aren't here. We're not doing the vouchers like we're supposed to. I don't believe that we're caught up at SBOA. I've asked for the sewer information since August of last year. It's still not here. So I need a plan. I don't want to continue to do this. We're not accomplishing our task. Having a park in town is great, and I think that that's fantastic. And I